Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the unseen engines of American healthcare. We're talking about a company that is so fundamental to the system that if it just stopped working for a day, hospitals could literally grind to a halt. And yet most people have never even heard of them. So let's dive into Cardinal Health.
I mean, really think about it for a second. You get a prescription from your doctor, you head over to the pharmacy, and poof, the medicine is just there waiting for you. But how? How does that one specific pill out of millions travel from some factory, maybe hundreds of miles away, to land on that exact shelf at that exact moment?
Because, of course, it's not just one pill. It's millions of them. It's countless boxes of surgical gloves, IV bags, and all the thousands of other supplies a hospital needs just to get through a single day. This whole thing is an incredibly complex supply chain puzzle, and if it breaks, healthcare itself breaks. So, who solves it?
Well, the answer is that a few very big companies solve it. And one of the biggest, a key player you need to know about, is Cardinal Health. They've built their entire massive business around solving this exact puzzle.
So what is Cardinal Health officially? Well, on paper, it's a U.S. multinational based in Ohio that provides healthcare services. But really, what they are is one of the main arteries of the U.S. healthcare system, constantly pumping life-saving products all across the country.
And here's what's so wild. Their origin story. Cardinal Health didn't even start in healthcare. Can you believe it? They began way back in 1971 as a food wholesaler. The whole game changed for them in 1979 when they bought a drug distributor. That one decision, that pivot, set them on the path to becoming the giant they are today.
And when I say giant, I mean it. Cardinal Health is one of the top three, that's right, top three healthcare distributors in the entire United States. They serve this huge chunk of the nation's hospitals, pharmacies, labs, you name it. The scale of what they do is honestly kind of hard to wrap your head around.
Okay, so how do they actually do it? What's the playbook for managing a puzzle this huge? Well, it really breaks down into a few key areas. First up, and this is the biggest part of their business, you can think of it as a pharmaceutical superhighway. They distribute everything. Branded drugs, generics, and even those really complex specialty medicines that need special handling, like refrigeration, to thousands upon thousands of pharmacies and hospitals.
But it's not just pills. They also manage a gigantic arsenal of medical and surgical supplies. We're talking about everything from gloves and gowns to wound care products. In fact, they even manufacture their own line of these things under the Cardinal Health brand. Then there's the laboratory lifeline. You know, every time you get a blood test, that procedure relies on a whole bunch of little items, the collection tubes, the lab equipment, all the accessories. Cardinal Health is the company that makes sure those labs have a steady, unbroken supply of all that critical stuff.
And finally, they're not just moving boxes. They're also what you could call efficiency experts. They provide these sophisticated inventory management systems and use data analytics to help hospitals and pharmacies just run better, cut down on waste, and streamline their own operations.
So their scope is obviously enormous, but this is a really competitive business with razor-thin margins. How do they stay so dominant? Let's break down their competitive edge.
It all boils down to this powerful mix. They have a massive distribution network, which gives them incredible reach. Their product portfolio is super diversified, which spreads out the risk. They have decades of deep, specialized expertise in the supply chain, and they have their own private label brands, which gives them more control over profits.
And that really gets to the heart of what makes their business so unique. They're operating on two completely different levels at the same time. Thinking about these massive, nationwide logistics, while also dealing in the tiniest little items that a single pharmacy needs to function day to day. I mean, just think about the small stuff. The caps for prescription bottles, pill boxes, the little bags for lab specimens. It is not glamorous work, but it is absolutely essential. If you run out of these things, the whole system just grinds to a halt. And Cardinal Health's job is to make sure that never, ever happens.
But of course, no company, no matter how big, is immune to challenges. The road ahead is never perfectly clear. So let's look at the horizon for Cardinal Health. What are the hurdles and what are the new frontiers?
They're really facing pressure from two different directions. On one side, you have the market forces, those tight profit margins, constant changes in drug pricing, and shifts in how insurance pays for things. Then on the other side, you have the operational risks, the constant threat of supply chain disruptions, and the need to follow incredibly strict safety and regulatory rules. It's a real balancing act.
But maybe the biggest change of all is where healthcare is happening. More and more, care is shifting away from the traditional big hospital and moving right into the patient's home. This is a massive trend, and Cardinal Health is pivoting hard to get in front of it.
And you can see their strategy playing out pretty clearly. First, they're buying up companies that are already experts in the home care space. Then, they're using that knowledge to build out their own at-home solutions business. The end goal is to grow a whole new set of products and services designed for care outside the hospital.
And this leaves us with a really fascinating final question to think about. As healthcare physically moves to the patient's front door, the company that can solve the logistics of that last mile, getting vital supplies and medicines directly to someone's home, efficiently and reliably, that company will hold an incredible amount of power. Cardinal Health isn't just watching this happen, they are making a very direct play to own that future.